Could Chauncey Billups be on his way out of Portland? According to a recent report by Chris Mannix, that might be the case. And in this video, I'm going to talk about why that might be. It's no secret that Chauncey Billups' time in Portland has been a rough one. Brought in to hypothetically help a Damian Lillard-led team perform in the playoffs, Billups has not made it there. And although he was dealt a very tough hand, Damian Lillard got injured in year 1. Year 2, the Blazers decided to tank, and then they entered a rebuild going into year 3. But that is exactly why Chauncey Billups may be out of Portland. Now, the guy who reported this, Chris Mannix, is a senior writer for Sports Illustrated. He's been a decent-sized name for years now. He is definitely reputable, and he had a tweet that said, "Teams are monitoring Chauncey Billups' situation in Portland," league sources told SI Now. The Blazers are rebuilding and just parted ways with 2 assistants, including Billups' brother Rodney. If Billups and Portland split, then Billups would quickly emerge as a candidate for other jobs. Let's dissect this a little bit. That last part, I assume, would be as an assistant, but maybe Billups could get a head coaching gig somewhere else. And the Blazers parting ways with Rodney Billups and Scott Brooks came as a little bit of a surprise to me, although it made a ton of sense in the world if the Blazers were going to bring Chauncey Billups back. The coaching staff felt a little bit stale. Steve Hetzel left to join Jordi Fernandez's coaching staff with the Brooklyn Nets, so that's 3 assistant coaches on the outs, and maybe it's something where Billups just needs better assistants under him. Some will excuse Billups' performance with the situations that he's had to deal with as head coach of the Portland Trail Blazers, but in my opinion, the Blazers didn't seem to progress towards an identity on either side of the floor last year. Chauncey Billups for a long time has preached aggressive defense and being one of those defensive teams that nobody wants to play. However, the second half of last year saw the Blazers employ primarily drop scheme and zone coverages on defense, so it didn't really go with the MO that Chauncey was trying to preach for the defensive side of the floor for the squad. Going into preseason last year, one of the things Chauncey wanted out of the team was for them to run a lot. It was actually written as like a key staple of their offense on a whiteboard in the practice facility in training camp. And the Blazers played at one of the slowest paces in the league last year, despite having a lot of youth, a lot of athleticism, a lot of quickness, a lot of energy out there on the floor that should have translated into at least an above average pace. Chauncey's also preached ball movement, and last year the Blazers had the lowest assist percentage in the entire league by far. And that's not assists per game, which is definitely affected by how well you can make shots. No, that's assist percentage. That's the percentage of made shots that are assisted upon. And while people love to use the tanking excuse for the Blazers in regards to a Chauncey Billups conversation, the top 2 teams in assist percentages last year were the San Antonio Spurs and the Toronto Raptors. But before we jump into some of the nuance with the situation, this video is sponsored by Manta Sleep Mask. Manta is the #1 sleep mask brand on the market. They have a variety of sleep masks to fit your needs and get you a good night's sleep. This is the Manta Sound Mask. It has Bluetooth adjustable speakers. It's not fitting perfectly because I always have to wear a hat in every video. But these Bluetooth adjustable speakers can connect to your phone and you can listen to sounds of nature or the ocean or a waterfall as you fall asleep peacefully and blissfully. If you don't have air conditioning, I highly recommend the Manta Cool Eye Cups. Those are a game changer as summers get hotter and hotter. They also have steam cups and aromatherapy. So these masks are extremely customizable to fit your needs. If you use my promo code UPRISE, you'll receive a 10% discount at mantasleep.com. There's a link in the description box below. Take care of yourself or someone you love with a Manta Sleep Mask. Thank you to Manta. Now let's get into the bulk of things. Why could the Portland Trail Blazers elect to part ways with Chauncey Billups? Well, Chauncey Billups has 2 years left on his contract, but it's essentially 1 because that second year is a team option that likely will not get picked up given his performance. So Chauncey Billups effectively is going into the final year of his contract as a lame duck coach for a tanking team, and that's not a great situation to be in. And really what I think this comes down to is an extension for Billups. He may not want to return next year without assurances from Portland Trail Blazers management and an extension in his hand. This will put the Portland Trail Blazers organization in a position to come to a settlement with Chauncey if he doesn't want to return next year. However, they could just outright fire him. They only owe him $2 million per year, and that's not much money, and it's not like that goes towards a potential luxury tax bill. That, of course, would lead into a coaching search, which I'm not too confident in this organization leading. Neil Olshey led the last one, which of course led to Chauncey Billups, and a lot of people don't like Chauncey Billups because he is an Olshey guy. It would be interesting to see Joe Cronin, Jody Allen, Burt Cold conduct a coaching search in this climate. The downside of the Blazers potentially parting ways with Chauncey is I'm not sure how many coaches would want this job right now, and I don't think ownership is ready to shell out a ton of money to convince potentially a good coach to come to this situation here in Portland. I have a gut feeling that it would be a cheap replacement that would maybe be a retread. I mean, who knows, maybe they'd bring Terry Stotts back. And it may be worse for the Portland Trail Blazers to lock themselves into a low-tier coach for 3 or 4 years for a cheaper salary because they don't want to shell out the money for somebody that it could be more impactful. And honestly, for a good coach, you're going to have to overpay to get him to come here. Honestly, it may be better for Blazer fans that want Chauncey gone to deal with another year of Chauncey and have this process play out this time next year. Or maybe the Blazers have a top pick and a loaded draft and the situation looks a little better for a head coach coming in. Also, you have TV deals being negotiated right now, and that money is going to make its way back to ownership, and that money is also going to be baked into a sale. So maybe the Blazers wouldn't be as financially strict next offseason, especially if the payroll's a lot lower. Right now, they're projected to be $9 million over the luxury tax, and we all know that they're not going to stay there. And of course, if there's breaking news on the Blazers officially parting ways with Chauncey Billups, we will have a live stream as soon as possible talking about potential candidates and what that might mean, as well as any information that comes out regarding this situation. We're also going to be live streaming tomorrow night, so tune into that live stream if you want Eric Brandt's thoughts on all of this. And let me know your thoughts down in that comment section below. Once again, thank you to Manta Sleep for sponsoring this video. Use the link below and promo code Uprise on your Manta Sleep mask order. And we're out of here. Until next time, as always, peace out. Go Blazers.